Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So, happy Independence Day. July 4th in the United States. A day to celebrate our independence and freedom. So, go on out today and celebrate these things. But while you're doing so, give a good thought to the freedoms that you're celebrating. The freedom to sicken and die if you cannot afford to pay corporate profit margins for medical care, medications, and insurance. The freedom to declare bankruptcy for medical bills, even if you have medical insurance. The freedom to work for low wages to make corporate owners, stockholders, and executives richer by the day. Of course, you can always work extra hours or multiple jobs until you're too exhausted to have a life outside of work. You can destroy your relationships with your family and friends, destroy your immune system and your general health in the process. How about the freedom to gain a higher education in the hopes of earning more money? Then spend years or decades in debt paying for that education. If the education does not result in higher income because there are no jobs and whatever you got your degree in, then you can, default on a federal student loan, have your wages and tax refunds attached, completely seized by the government, while destroying your credit rating for most of the rest of your life. You have the freedom to be tear gassed, pepper sprayed, beaten with batons, lose your eyesight or a body part from a rubber bullet, maybe sprayed with water in sub-freezing temperatures. All this while exercising your freedom of speech, to protest against corporate invasion or police brutality. You can enjoy your freedom in jail after being physically injured by authorities. Maybe you'll even survive your incarceration. Who knows? You have the freedom to be terrified if you're pulled over for a traffic violation. Not sure if you'll survive the encounter, especially if your skin is not the right color. You have the freedom to be passed over for a well-earned raise or promotion because you are female or the wrong color or wrong religion or wrong gender identity. Doesn't matter how competent or professional you may be. So you have the freedom to be assaulted on the street by civilians for the same social offenses which deny you a raise or promotion. You have the freedom to have your voice silenced, your words and existence erased from social media for speaking out in a manner which is not authorized by the hosting corporation, while that corporation is completely endorsed, supported, encouraged, and possibly funded by your own government. You have the freedom to be evicted from your residence after being laid off by an employer, after your employer collects massive tax breaks and subsidies paid for by your taxes. You have the freedom to be, after being evicted, to have your tent that you're living in torn down and discarded along with whatever remaining possessions you may have been able to retain. You have the freedom to work your entire life and then retire with too little income to survive on with any level of dignity. Depends. How much dignity do you have eating dog food? If you're laid off, you have the freedom to stand in line for hours or days, maybe after traveling across your entire state in the attempt to collect unemployment compensation, which barely pays your bills or feeds you. You have the freedom to be looked down upon by those with better luck or family connections. You know, if you grow up poor or wind up poor because entire industries collapse, leaving you with nothing, okay, well, you still have your freedom. You have the freedom to pay into a pension plan or a retirement account, only to have the entire balance disappear into thin air, raided and stolen by capitalist interests, leaving you with no life savings. Now, of course, maybe you entertain the illusion of being independent. You know, if you have that illusion, the only thing that you really have the freedom from, or that you are independent of, is the ability to think clearly. You know, maybe you think you're independent while you're working for a corporate entity which basically owns you. A corporation that collects massive government subsidies and tax breaks and would not even exist without those subsidies and tax breaks, all while you rage against socialism. Never mind that it's socialism that's keeping that corporation in business or in existence. Maybe you have your own business and consider yourself independent, never recognizing how dependent you are on the employees who work for you, dependent on the customers who pay you, who are dependent on their own wages, and maybe you collect government subsidies yourself, directly or indirectly. Maybe you have some belief that money magically appears in your bank account because of your personal declaration of independence. So, happy Independence Day. Get drunk, have fun, take a break from standing in line, from slaving to make the rich richer, from waiting for the check to arrive in the mail or direct deposit. Ignore the cost of the wars you pay for, the lives destroyed in other countries, and your own, for your freedom and your independence. Go ahead, throw a party. Just hope nobody calls the police. That's it for this one. And please share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, please donate $1 a month and help me expand the channel. And in honesty, I do hope you a good 4th of July, a good holiday, and have fun with me and enjoy the company of your family and friends if you're able to do so. If not, watch a good movie, do whatever you can, and enjoy yourself. So, not meaning to be a Danny Downer here, it's just I just find so much irony in different things. Anyway, you have a good weekend.